Hello and welcome to Azure Tracks and MSCQF. I'm Andrew Lowe's, and with me today is Ryan McKay. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Andrew.
I
How are you today?
am amazing. What a beautiful day. Thank you at home or work or in the car, on the bus, in the train for joining us. Really appreciate it. Today, we wanted to talk about Classic Exchange Admin Center. Its date is a coming. I feel like I've been talking for weeks, kind of the bearer of bad news. Everybody's retiring except for us. Now it's the
Yeah,
Classic Exchange Admin Center.
yeah. I mean, we're not retiring, but thanks to the classic Exchange Admin Center, one day we will be able to
That's
retire. So
true.
we bid it a fond adieu,
Exactly.
and we welcome the new Exchange Center, which has all the features that we need, just displayed a little bit nicer.
Exactly. And there's some optimizations and maybe some different things we'll take a look at when we come back. So I think with that,
Absolutely.
let's roll it. We're back. We made it. Thank you so much again for joining us. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Toss us a little like or share it with your coworkers or something, and share the love. Let them know about all the good things in Microsoft Cloud that we're kind of chatting about. So, Ryan, this one is really near and dear to us. The classic or the original Exchange Admin Center has given so much for us all over the years. It's allowed us
Yeah.
to do a lot of hybrid connections, a lot of
Mm.
mailbox migrations, not the least of which in there, a couple 100,000 of those, and
Yep.
certainly a lot of enhancements, transport rules to mail flow rules now. So many
Mm.
different little facets kind of to think about. What are some of the favorite things that you remember about classic admin center?
When I started my journey in cloud was my first Exchange migration was a small little organization, about 200 users. What I found that was so nice about the classic admin center is it matched my on-premises Exchange 2013 admin
Mm.
center. They looked the same. I could click between the tabs and easily manage both my on-prem resources and my cloud resources, and it was very familiar to me. So it made that transition very easy, as it probably was very familiar to other admins who always had a background in on-prem Exchange. But as is always the case in the Microsoft cloud space, things have evolved. And today, we're starting to get to the end of life for the classic Exchange Admin Center, which is going to be on September 1st of 2022. We've had more than enough forewarning that this was happening, and certainly there's been some transitional steps that have been happening at Microsoft as features would be removed from the classic admin center and be put into different portals. For instance, a lot of the safe links, safe
Mhm.
attachments, security sort of things found themselves into the M365 Defender portal, and now they're exclusively
Yeah.
in there. So they've kind of yanked that stuff out, and they've spent a lot of time optimizing the new admin center, which can be reached at admin.microsoft or
Yep.
exchange.microsoft.com, and made it more. In my opinion, it's certainly more interactive, faster, quicker, easier on the eyes. And once you get used to it, and I've made a conscious effort over the last year to use it as exclusively as I could, and certainly over the last few weeks and months, it's really been that go-to shop because I didn't need to go into the classic admin center for any of the other stuff that I now find in Microsoft 365
Exactly,
Defender.
right. So a lot of those features have moved into the security dashboard. And that's really important to know because it's not like they've disappeared. They're just in a
Yep.
new home. That's all that's really happening. And I think they've done a
Absolutely.
fantastic job. And I shouldn't say they. Microsoft has done a fantastic job of helping us as administrators transition to the new version of the Exchange Admin Center. So they've made it easy to click the
Absolutely.
link, click here, go back to Classic. Don't worry, Andrew, you can
Yeah.
just click the link, go back to Classic. But then they show it up in the top corner again and they say, you know what? You're here, but click here to go back to the new version of the Admin Center.
Yeah.
And all of the features we need are right there.
Absolutely. And they did the same thing with safe links, safe attachments, any of the mail flow rules, and whatnot. It was, hey, this stuff is being moved, on this date. So this is where you're going to find it in the M365 Defender portal. To the point where once it was moved, Microsoft gave you that heads up. Hey, it's been moved, and here's the link. So this is where you're going to find it. So they've been more than helpful in helping with that transition, and it's been a great experience. So bravo to Microsoft.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we've shown a couple kind of links in the browser here on screen. If you're watching on YouTube or something, if you're watching, you wouldn't be watching an audio version, Andrew. If you're listening to us on purely an audio version, just have a look in the description. We always include the links to the articles that we display and the video side so that everybody can kind of have a chance to read those. But what's on the screen now is just like you were saying, the admin.exchange.microsoft.com. And if we think of when we're in something.microsoft.com, we know it's a secure site, that it's easy and secure to access, and that our information is, first of all, safe, but it's also easy to use and transition back and forth across the different dashboards. So if we go to portal.microsoft.com, portal.azure.com, all these sites are really easy to kind of jump back and forth in, and we can use that shared identity. And we had a recent podcast where we talked about Azure AD Connect using extending our identities from on-premises into Microsoft Cloud, moving from version to version. But there's been a lot of new features released over the last kind of year and a half or so in the Exchange dashboard. And, you can go to the What's New page and you're able to see a full history of that, and of course links and everything along the way. And you can see the different announcements for the retirement that we're talking about. And I believe it was September 1st, 2022 is a retirement date of the Classic portal. Thank you. I was kind of asking, kind of hoping I was right at the same time. I see September listed on the site, but not the day. So September 1st is the actual kind of final day. And I'm sure it'll be one of those. You remember the rest in peace little tombstone that came out with one of the previous retirements. So
Yeah, exactly. And we'll say a little thing and wish it well. It served us well. An absolutely great experience. And again, where I started in my cloud journey was in the Classic Admin Center to where I am today. So again, thank you to Microsoft for this transition. The new Admin Center is awesome, as is most all of the design of the Admin Centers right now. On my fourth iteration, I think.
Something like that, right? Yeah.
And they just keep getting better and better and more usable. So once again, thank you to the Classic Admin Center. Thank you to Microsoft for this smooth transition, one of the smoothest I've ever experienced. And thank you to you, Andrew, for this time today to discuss.
Thank you, Mr. McKay. I really appreciate you joining us here. So, Ryan, where can we find you in the virtual world?
Absolutely, Andrew. Thank you very much. On Twitter, I can be found at @MSCQF, and my blog is on www.mscqf.com. All the things YouTube, LinkedIn, and SoundCloud are Microsoft Cloud Quick Fix. And Andrew, where can they find you?
Yeah, thank you. I can be found at www.azuretracks.com, and most social media things with @AzureTracks. So thank you for joining us and watching or listening. And really encourage you to chase the links in our description. Go and learn a little bit more about these. Check out those What's New pages for the different services and offerings from Microsoft. they can really help us stay up to date and have the correct details at the right time. Anyways, thank you again, Ryan. Appreciate it. And until next time, bye.